The day that I decided to walk out was when he caught my throat in front of my daughter. She was 1.5 years old. If I had to stay any longer, I would have got suicidal. In 2011, I met my ex-husband through an arranged fashion, and my marriage was fixed pretty fast. Within 3 months, we were civilly registered. So I went along with the flow, but I realized that things between me and my husband were not very compatible. But I had pressure from my parents to go ahead with the marriage. I thought things would change, things would get better, but things just turned more uglier. The major reason why I think our marriage didn't work was because of the way both of us were brought up. I was brought up in a very independent fashion, while that of my husband was a very patriarchal, where women were not allowed to work much. So that's when the clashes started. I tried to take him for counseling and everything, but there was a huge mental block and ego that surfaced. And then finally, it turned into a little bit of mental and physical abuse as well. So the day that I decided to walk out was when he caught my throat in front of my daughter. She was 1.5 years old. And only after I came out of the divorce, I realized how toxic the relationship was. So when I came back, my brother, he wasn't very supportive at that time that I've come back. So I felt out of place while I was trying to figure out what to do next. I did indulge into a little bit of alcohol and junk eating, and my PCOD was diagnosed. And I felt that although I had come out of one part of my sadness, I was getting engulfed in more chaos. But for my daughter, I had to gather at least a bit of it. So I started, I couldn't get a hang of my mental stability. So I thought at least I'll improve my physical appearance. So this time around, when I went to the gym was surrounded with all bodybuilders as trainers. So I found this one trainer who introduced me to strength training. I started learning step by step from the trainer. Then one fine day, I saw one Indian female athlete. She was a bodybuilder and she was a mother of 2 kids. I was like, I want to be something like her. I'll give my body 1 year. I was like, I'm going to bring the A game next year. And I did work on myself for that entire 1 year with everything that I had. And I got 3 golds in a row in 2009. So that was my turning point, I guess. And once I went on the stage in 2018, I felt a calling. You find your passion when you're most broken. I held on to that, and I think I found my passion. I am till 2023 still competing. If I am in a happy state right now. I have a house. I have my daughter. I run according to my terms. You only live once. Why not live it according to your own terms?